Hey guys, what's up? Today we're gonna find out what are the rarest or rather the most expensive JRPGs on the Game Boy Advance. As usual, I'm covering only North American releases with prices based on Amazon, eBay, and price chart. I'm also covering both loose copies and complete in-box copies. Alright, let's begin! Alright, we're gonna start with two controversial titles, which are Demikit Light and Dark version. These two are part of the Shin Megami Tensei franchise, they're spin-offs. They're more like, Shin Megami Tensei take on the Pokemon series. They were very successful on the Game Boy Advance, so Shin Megami Tensei just took advantage and created these two games, which are about, kids recruiting demons like Pokemons, training them, and blah blah blah. Anyway, these two games are good enough, sort of like hidden gems in my opinion. I like the Dark version, and that's the one that is a little bit more expensive than the other, but both are around, loose cartridges go for around 30 to 40 bucks, yeah, not that much yet. However, the controversial fact is that complete in box, these two games are really, and I mean really rare, probably the rarest in this list, not the most expensive, but the rarest, the hardest to find. Look for these games right now on Amazon, on eBay, you're gonna have a hard time finding these two complete in box for a decent price. My guess is they're on the $150+ range, maybe more, maybe less. I don't know, I couldn't come up with an exact number for you guys, I'm sorry about that, but these two, consider them as really rare, probably the rarest in this list. And are they good? Are they any good or bad, worth their money? I'd say go for the loose copy of them if you don't mind collecting loose copies, because for 30 or 40 bucks, I think they're worth the price. Next up is Boktai 1 and 2, but I'm focusing on the second one because I played the first one and I don't think that's an RPG at all. The second one has more RPG elements, so that's the one I'm gonna cover in this video. Loose cartridge goes for around 60 bucks. That's, well, more expensive than I would like to because, well, it's a great game, developed by Konami and Hideo Kojima. But I play these games and I don't know, they're just not for me. Boktai 2 complete in box, however, you will find this game for between $120 and $130. That's right. These aren't that rare, especially Boktai 2. I think the first one is a little bit more rare, but I don't know if it's more expensive because they're both on the same price, more so. But anyway, Boktai 1 and 2, the second one, it's a decent game. It's sort of like an action role-playing adventure. Let's just leave it at that. Just play these games and have your own opinion on them, and you decide if they're worth the price or not. Oh, and the explanation behind these weird-ass big cartridges is because back then you could use this under the sun, so you can recharge your gun, and well, that's all I'm gonna say to avoid any spoilers, but yeah, it had to do with playing right under the sun. You wanna do that? Be my guest. Coming right up, Pokemon Emerald version. A loose copy of this game usually goes for $40, $50. I think it's getting more expensive each year. I couldn't find in my local retro stores any game below 50 bucks, any loose copy of this game. Complete in box, there's a little bit of a controversy. The normal version, complete in box, goes between $130 and $150. But there's another version that has this sort of like adapter that goes for way much more money, but the normal completing box version of this game goes for $130, $150. Can't talk about these games, I'm not a fan of Pokemon at all, so let's move on to the next game. Mega Man Battle Network. That's right, the first one. Because all the others, you know, there's like 5 or 6, I think there's 6 games in the Game Boy Advance. All of these games are on the $100 range and below that. But the first one, which actually, well, in my opinion, it's kind of bad. I don't know, I didn't like this game. I played for like half an hour and that was enough for me to turn it off. I'm sorry, I didn't like this game. A loose cartridge copy of this game goes between $50 and $60. And a complete in box, I couldn't find a single copy for less than $150. And they're quite rare. Complete in box copies of these games are quite rare, especially the first one. And wow, $150 for this fucking piece of... Okay, let's leave it at that. Mega Man Battle Network, whether it's good or bad, it's a really expensive game, that's for sure. Last but not least, Car Battler Joe, the holy grail of JRPGs on the Game Boy Advance. A loose copy of this game will cost you between $70 and $80. My god! Wow! Complete in box, you will find it for $220 and $240. Jesus! Wow, well, is it worth it? Well, not really. I mean, it was a good experiment turning a racing game into an RPG because, you know, you go around, you level up, you talk to people, you buy items, there's character development, story progression, linear story, I mean. And the battle system, well, it's just racing where you go around with your car and fire at stuff and then battle other cars and shit. You know, Car Battler Joe, I played this game and it was okay. I don't think it's one of the greatest Game Boy Advance titles by any means. Hell, I wouldn't even dare call it a hidden gem, but maybe it is a good game for you. I don't know. I would never pay $70 for this game, much less 200 and something. So Car Battler Joe, that's the holy grail currently of JRPGs in the Game Boy Advance. There are other games that are as expensive as most of the ones shown in this video, like the Summon Night games, Swordcraft Story 1 and 2, even loose and complete in box are quite rare nowadays. What about the Fire Emblem titles? Both of them are not that rare, but a little bit expensive. They're getting there more and more each year. And other versions of Pokemon, like Pokemon Fire Red. Jesus, this video could have been easily a top 10, I think. But anyway, those were the rarest, or rather the most expensive JRPGs currently as of the making of this video for the Game Boy Advance. Thank you for watching, don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends. See you next time!